Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG and welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about the newly released Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now, I am a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan myself. I love watching Markiplier and all of them play it. I love the games, I love the books. I even love watching Game Theory, Matt Pat talk about it on the Game Theory channel. So, I had to see the movie and, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So for right now, let's get started, shall we? The story is very simple. It is that Michael is taking care of his little sister, and he has currently lost his job due to a past trauma that had him assault somebody during a security job. Now, the only option he has left is to take the job at the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria location as a night security guard. That's pretty much the synopsis of what's going on, and he starts to notice that the animatronics themselves are coming to life at night. Well, not till halfway through the movie, actually. But anyway, it's the little sister that actually figures this out. I won't spoil the movie. I do feel you should go see it. I do think that if you're a fan, or even if you're not a fan, you need to go see it and have your own opinion on it, because there are going to be people with diverse opinions on this, and I am one of those people, and I am sorry. The story is okay. If I'm going to be honest, it is a bit lazy, but it does work. And if this were just a movie that wasn't related to any property, it probably would have done very well, and I am going to admit that, because it was entertaining to a degree. But if you were a Five Nights at Freddy's fan like me, you probably won't enjoy it as much as it were just a regular movie. The Five Nights at Freddy community are very dedicated to their, game. So when I saw it, I could barely find things that represent Five Nights at Freddy's other than the Easter eggs, the references, and the characters. The story does not really string me as Five Nights at Freddy's. It has Five Nights at Freddy's elements in it. It has William Afton. It has a bunch of in references, like Spot the Dog's in there. We have Matt Pat making an appearance. We have different stuff like that. So, it is an odd mix of wanting to like it, but you just can't. And it's hard. Because, like I said, if this were just a normal, everyday movie, I probably would have enjoyed it. If I didn't think it was related to anything, I probably would have liked it. But because it's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, you can't, because there is no semblance of the Five Nights at Freddy's storyline, the one that has people talking about it. Because that's the main thing all of us really talk about when we talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. The Easter eggs, the stories, the characters. Like, what does this mean over the arching story? Where is Michael now? Who is the crying child? Is William Afton coming back? And I can't find that here, and I'm sorry. So, let's start with the character, shall we? Michael Schmidt, who some of you may know is a combination of Jeremy Schmidt and Michael Afton from the games, and it kind of shows that that's the direction they wanted to. The character is a bit damaged, a bit traumatized from his childhood trauma, and he is trying to fix it in the now. He is desperate to try to fix it now. He is strong, but he is also kind of fearful of everything. He's a fine character all in all. Definitely fits this kind of movie. I can't really say much more about him other than that. So let's move on to Vanessa, or Vanny, as some of you may know from the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach game. She is the local cop that is trying to help Michael with how to take care of the situation at Freddy's. But she has a darker secret that I'm pretty sure some of you have already figured out just hearing the name Vanessa. So I won't say nothing if you haven't. Check it out if you want to later. Next we got most of the animatronics are pretty okay for the most part. I can't really go into more detail. There aren't that many characters in this, and I feel the more I talk about this, the more spoilers there will be. So, like I said, just go see the actual movie, and I'm sure you will pretty much get the summation of their characters throughout it. And yeah. The animatronics, I'm not gonna lie, look really good. They're done by the Jim Henson Company for the movie, and it shows. There's a lot of detail, there is a lot of effort done into the way they are presented and the way they move. You could definitely tell that they are supposed to be who they are. They look straight out of the game. I know a lot of people have been claiming that a lot of it's CGI, but if there is, you can't really tell. They keep the movements to them very robotic, very Chuck E. Cheese like, which is fine because that's what they're kind of based on. But they definitely fit the Five Nights at Freddy's theme and style, and at the same time add a new flair to it. I cannot complain about them. They looked really good, and I do hope they use them again later on in the future. The setting for the movie itself is really well done. The location they're at, the Freddy Fazbear restaurant they're at, looks like it would be from the game. The setting, the area, the way the monitors look does give you like really good vibes of the first game and even the second one. So the setting and area is very well done. There is no complaints about that section at all, honestly. Like I said, if like this were just its own movie, it would be really good. And even the game, like they mimicked it very well in this setting. I know people often say that that's the saving grace of this movie, the animatronics and the area of itself. So yeah, if you want to just check that out, that is pretty cool. We're going to do a quick new take on this called What's Next. Because of the ending, there was a bit of an Easter egg, a code, that which I will give it points, that is something Scott Cawthon would do. It was a bit of a simplistic code, but it was still a code nonetheless. And, that is actually really cool. But the code itself said, "Come find me." That could mean a few things, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Some would say it's probably William Afton asking whoever to come look for him, maybe his son, they'll finally bring in the next one. Or it could be Henry saying that he's trapped somewhere at the sister location at Baby's Circus World. But I think the most reasonable explanation will be that it is Michael's brother that has gone missing. Because they never close off that story at the end of the movie. And it is hinted that he is another character in the franchise. I know the trailers try to make it seem like maybe it was Golden Freddy, but we don't see him at all throughout it. We see the regular animatronics, but never any of the extra ones. So my theory is that it's going to be the brother of Michael in this movie. Which will be an odd, because it will really kind of throw off the meaning of this movie overall. But that's just my guess on what's coming next. And he'll probably be at the sister location, or at probably Fazbear Frights, if they wanted to keep to the themes going forward. Overall, the setting, the animatronics, all those are great. They're fantastic. I love them. The animatronics looked goofy, but they look like they're supposed to. I do wish they did try to work a little harder on trying to make them more menacing, and to really divulge into their characters, into the spirits possessing them. In the end, they made them more base ghosts that you would see in any movie of the era. But I think the way they look, the way they move around, is pretty to form. I just wish they made them a little more ominous. The big reveal wasn't that shocking if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but if you probably weren't, you probably would have been shocked overall. My main issue, like I said, is the story. The story does not feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's story. It feels like just a regular movie. And if this were a regular movie that, just came out, I'd be like, yeah, this was good. This was fine. Probably not the greatest movie I've seen, but definitely worth a watch. But if you are a Five Nights at Freddy's fan and this is being promoted as a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I can't say I enjoyed it. I can't say people will enjoy it if you are a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, because it barely resembled that. There are inside Easter eggs, there are fun jokes, but there's no horror, there's no jump scares, there's no any of that mystery that we keep in there. They keep a fake sense of mystery, nothing really momentum going. And that's where I think it really lacks. I wish there was more to it than that. I wish we got more of the cryptic mystery that Five Nights at Freddy's keeps us hooked to. Like, even in the games, we don't really see William Afton, or he's not even mentioned until like the 4th or 5th game. They have 13 games to this franchise, and I feel they try to jam as much as they could from each property just into this movie, and it didn't work. It did not mesh well. It may have meshed well for a regular viewer, but for a fan it did not. So I do have high hopes for the future. I do have my own theories and what I would have done as a writer, because it's something I dabble in myself. I do love writing, but I do have higher hopes for something better in the future for a Five Nights at Freddy's perspective. But like I said, if you are just looking for a fun movie to watch, and probably take your kids or nephews or whatever, and not to have them too afraid, but to be entertained enough, take them to go see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But if you're a horror fan and a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I'd say go find something else, or watch a Markiplier or Jacksepticeye playthrough, because you probably won't get the same satisfaction from this. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know this is a bit quicker, but I did have a lot to say about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video. I will be having more coming out soon. And yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.